In the Unresolved Problems segment tonight, you may remember that during his first week in office, President Obama signed an executive order to shut down Guantanamo Bay. And last year, despite significant congressional and voter opposition, he stuck to his guns.
The prison at Guantanamo has weakened American national security. It is a rallying cry for our enemies. It sets back the willingness of our allies to work with us in fighting an enemy that operates in scores of countries. By any measure, the cost of keeping it open far exceed the complications involved in closing it. That's why I argued that it should be closed throughout my campaign, and that is why I ordered it closed within 1 year.
It's still open, Mr. President. But this week, we've learned that the Obama administration is drafting an executive order that would allow for indefinite detention of Gitmo terrorists. So what's going on here? What does Obama's far-left base think about that? Well, joining us from Chicago is Fox News contributor and defense attorney Tamara Holder. Tamara, great to see you.
Good to see you.
Okay, so what's going on here? I mean, at first it was, this is a message to the world. We're going to send a really positive message about America by closing down Gitmo. And he repeated this today at the press conference, that this is the primary terrorist recruiting tool that exists, Gitmo. So, in other words, we have to shut it down. But now we get this executive order saying, well, we may have to, detain some of these people indefinitely, no trial, no. What gives?
Well, you're right. I mean, all we're getting here is a bunch of gobbledygook from the president. Both the right, the left, whatever you are, we need to know what the heck is going on with Gitmo. Are we going to try them in the United States or not? Yes or no? Tell us, Mr. President. Are we going to detain them in Illinois? Are we going to detain them in the United States? Continue to detain them in Gitmo? Where are we going? There are no answers here. And his press conference today was like, well, we're working on it, but something really interesting, Laura, he said that now we're giving the detainees the option to challenge their detention with lawyers. We're putting the cart before the horse. No, we need to take them to trial and convict them if they're guilty. If not, let them go. Challenge their detention, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it's a habeas, habeas relief, and if you think you're being held against the Constitution or against the rule of law, they're apparently going to be able to hire their best defense attorneys and do that. By the way, Tamara, I have to make sure this is right. You're a liberal. You're making too much sense to me, so I'm completely confused by this interview, but that's okay. Now, here, we had this Galani trial, right? The big USS Cole bomber. He gets tried in New York federal court, and he gets acquitted of most of his, excuse me, it's a Kenya and Tanzania bombing terrorists. So he gets convicted of most of his, acquitted, excuse me, of most of his charges, but he still gets a 20 to life sentence. Now, to play devil's advocate, people say, well, that's a lot of time, and he might not have gotten that much time in a military tribunal. How do you answer that?
Well, the issue is that here we have somebody that we're holding in custody for all of these years, and we have accused him of committing all of these crimes. Now, yeah, maybe we got him on 1 or 2 charges, and he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. But the issue is we have all of these people, 176 that we're saying committed terrible terrorist acts. We need to bring them to trial. Where? And where are we going to put them? The sentence is like the secondary issue and the secondary, argument here. What are we doing? Are we going to try all of them in New York? Are we going to disperse them throughout the country? I mean, what's going on?
Tamara, the hilarious thing about this, though, is that the whole point of his stand, his so-called principled stand, send this great message to the world community that we're not evil people, that we're good people, we're rule of law, we have a justice system, that we're proud of our justice system. Remember all of Eric Holder's pronouncements on this. Is that now, apparently, in this executive order, it's not out yet, but it looks like it's going to say that, yes, there is a group of people that are going to have no trial and are going to just be held. Because I guess he's conceding the information is so sensitive and so potentially dangerous to be revealed in open court that you can't try them. But isn't that conceding the whole point that conservatives have made all along? Use the military commissions process. It makes the most sense.
Right. Do something. You can't, and this is where the left side of me comes in, you cannot hold people indefinitely. It's wrong. It is against what our system, our American system was founded upon. And so if we're saying that these people are terrorists and they've done terrible crimes, try them. Try them in the military tribunal and lock them up and throw them away forever. Period. Give us a timeline.
Okay, Tamara. I still can't. Liberal. Okay, you're liberal. Tamara, have a Merry Christmas. Great to see you. All right, you take care.